All right, ready to call to order. I have the MTA. Can I get the other one? Call to order Town of Freedom regular scheduled meeting for January 13th.
6:04.
Ty Harper and Shad Bracken present. I declare a quorum. First order of business, do we have any non-scheduled guests?
Well, I'm not a guest. I'm gonna get my part over with.
Your schedule, though.
Floor recognizes Randy Reed.
Well, I've talked to Travis Harrison, and I think we got the grant turned in for last year, is that right? For the design thousand.
I haven't gotten anything from him on that. I've gotten a quote, an estimate, but I don't have an invoice.
Okay,
For-
well, we need to get a hold of him then. This was to repair the line between the two bridges up there. We didn't know for sure how many feet there was, but Stuart found a picture of where it ended on the north side, south side of the bridge, but the north side of that little compressor station. So it's just about half the distance that I sent to Harrison. So it's going to be somewhere, a half a mile was $25,400. So about half of that, and I'm not sure, it might even be less than that, but as we're doing that, according to the Mike Bales, he wants to be here when we dig it out. And we're going to put some anodes on each end of it. And then we'll need to write a letter to the Corporation Commission telling them what we did. And he thinks that that will satisfy the cathodic protection that we have on the lines. One will have to be on the north side of 64, where it goes back to pipe, and then the other one will have to be on the south side of the south bridge. We'll have to find the end of that, where it goes from transitions from plastic to pipe, and put another anode there.
Is that marked on the map?
No, unless it's with the work order when they did it. I don't know.
Sure.
But anyway, maybe need to call Travis and tell him that you need an invoice.
Okay.
Just so we can. We've had a few little issues. What was that, Christmas Eve? That they ran over the gas meter?
Yeah.
Do you need this one there?
No, I don't need that. But that's what Stallman's, down there between Stallman's and Phil Kirkpatrick. They went between the houses and ran clear over the meter, tore the risers clear out.
That's the second meter in less than a month that you guys took out.
And that's two of them that they ran
Two
over.
different
now.
places.
I just need
No, there's another one now. But I got a hold of Travis. He was in Guyman and he was on his way home. And so he stopped by and he happened to have two risers. We didn't have any risers. We didn't have, they wiped everything out. Phillips side.
It was good too because it was fused pipe, so
Yeah.
they had to fuse it back together. Thank God they came through.
So we got a hold of him and he dropped by and fixed that while he was going home. So I have no idea what he's going
Yeah,
to
so I haven't
charge.
gotten an invoice.
Can't we pass that on to Donna?
The Stallman's, the first meters, you guys came up with 140 on the first
Yes.
damage. They paid that. Well, EF paid it.
Okay. It doesn't matter who.
But that one is
paid.
paid.
But this is gonna be a little more expensive. Because I told Philip that whatever the damage was on his side, whatever it cost him, we would add it to ours, and then maybe we could reimburse him for whatever he had to pay, I don't know. Work something out, but that's not gonna be a cheap thing.
No.
And while Travis was here, we went up to the M&R station, and we adjusted the cow odorant, got it to working. You know, we talked about we might have to put a new pot in up there. Have you done a sniff test anywhere?
Well,
And you can smell
over
it?
your house, yeah.
Okay, so I think we're good on that. The only other thing, we had trouble at the lift station one night, and it ended up being Alfalfa Electric. And finally got them out here. I don't know, it was about midnight, I guess, when we found them.
About 9:30, I guess.
9:30, seemed like.
Yeah, it was dark. How was it?
But they had, one of their faces was about burning too. But I put a little list over, a little wish list, I guess is what we call it. But we need to look at about putting the generator in down there, because if we'd have lost electricity, we're gonna have to get a truck.
Found one in a catalog there, it's a generic Generac like we got out there.
Yeah.
It's about $4,500 for a 200 amp
Yeah.
natural gas.
But if we, maybe we can get by a year, and maybe that's something that we could get a grant on next year. And we need some emergency lighting down there, some kind of battery backup. If we don't get a generator real quick, because we worked in the dark down there, and that's not a,
I can get that stuff in the same catalog, but we need an electrician to do it.
Yeah.
And Rob don't seem to want to do it for some reason. I guess he's retired, he's
Yeah,
retired.
he's retired.
I don't think him.
Anyway, the rest of that stuff, the water well in the park, we've talked about that. That's just something that we can,
Well, once we get all this
On
gas
down-
line
on
and
down the
everything
road.
paid for,
we can work on that. And I'd had somebody approach about a marquee sign to replace this one over here, an electronic one, and I'm doing some checking on some bids on it, but at one time we talked about the town and the school, the chamber, the bank, if we can get a total cost and kind of see how many people want to go in on it. And you can, we could try share trust to see how much they could.
looking for them for playground.
Yeah, but don't put this in the paper, man, but I've been told that, from board members on the shared trust, they want these smaller communities, they want people to apply for those grants, and they don't care how many you apply for. I mean, all they're gonna do, if they think that there's too many, they're just gonna turn you down. But they want people to apply for them, and we need to take advantage of that, I think.
Well, how would the sign read? I mean, what would it?
It's just an electronic LED sign that you can have more than one.
Have a
One,
scroll thing.
it'll scroll.
So would you put the
Oh,
control here in the office? And
Yeah, somewhere.
kind of like it says, "Welcome to Freedom," and then the next one
Yeah.
will come up and say,
Yeah.
"Lynn
And a
Martin
ball game.
Like the
Photography."
church sign in Moreland that blinds you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Well,
nice.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to send somebody stationed over here to change the,
I think they cost about 30 grand about that size.
yeah.
Or more. If you have both sides.
But this would be just the one side, we'd put it, you know, if
Right
it was
back.
okay with everybody, put it right back where this one is, but.
Slow down.
And,
Slow down.
and do what?
Slow down.
Yeah, slow down. The school crossing light, it's out on the south side in that Buffalo number. If you'll call him, and
I've called him before, he directed me to, another one that directed me toward Woodward. The guy that they think they think that there's someone in Woodward that works for the city of Woodward.
well, don't we have an invoice or something? Who put those in?
Somebody
The
from
DOT.
I know
Yeah.
DOT put it in, but
I'll
I
look and
think
see if
they,
there's if I
Anyway.
separated the file out or if I just have it in POs.
and then we got 2 water leaks, and I guess the one that we found wasn't on us. It was on the rural water, but we still have a water leak at the RV park.
Is Bill gonna come fix that, or we gonna fix it for him?
We gotta find it. And I can't remember, you know, we put that new line in from Red Bluff View, the street I live on, clear back to the RV park. And I can't remember how Bill and Ed tied that in.
So is the ground wet, or is there 2 meters and there's variance, or how do you know?
Well,
that-
6,000 gallon went through
And then
the meter, and there's one trailer down there.
yeah, when I saw that, that's why I left a note. It's like
It went through who meters? Rural water?
No,
meters?
Our meter.
our town meter.
we took the RV park off of their meter and made our own meter,
Yeah, we
so we
switched
could
it.
monitor it.
We were, the original RV park was hooked up to rural water,
Mhm.
and we wanted off the rural water, so we laid a new line from the city line to the RV park. And now,
It's so sandy there, and we never sort of,
It's 500 gallon a day.
yeah,
Bunch of water.
we've got to shut off for now, because Seaman hasn't paid his bill, so he's been cut off anyway at the hydrant. But I turned it back on after, Demore fixed that one leak, and it's still running. So we gotta find it first. I don't know what to do to find it though.
You get the county to come down and help dig.
Maybe it could be just a hydrant that's flowing by.
That's true, yeah.
I don't know.
If a hydrant though,
that's a lot of water.
you'd think you'd have to see that. So much
I would
water.
almost think that it's between the meter and where they tied back in to the original line that went down through the RV park, so it might not be very far out there. I mean, that'd be the first place to try, if Bill remembers how they went. I think they went straight from that meter to the end.
He snuck in here and fixed that thing. I wanted to be there when he did it. I wanted to talk to
got a
him.
fancy agenda
Go by
notes
there
tonight.
and fix, and he was gone.
And that address up there is B&B meter out of Collinsville. Probably need to add that to our vendor list. That's for gas meters.
I think they're already in
I
there.
think
Are they already in there?
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't know
Well, that's
about the
the
phone numbers.
Yeah,
but-
we might
Yeah,
add 'em.
Terry is the shop foreman and Josh
go in
is
and edit
the
those.
Yeah.
guy that works on
Did I
it.
tell
So,
you I found 17 new ones?
yeah, and then after we was
17
scrambling
more?
around because they ran over, the Stallmans ran over the one at their house and completely tore it
Underneath
up.
the water tower.
Oh yeah, he likes to store stuff.
Yeah, he found 17 of them underneath the water tower in that building. So, I mean, we're all right for a while, but that's just a good number to have.
And that's for rebuild.
Yeah, and a rebuild is like $78.
Yeah, no more than 78 bucks to rebuild it.
Getting it there and getting it back is the big thing. But if you have we got a whole wad full of them out there. If you send them 10 or 15 at a time, but we don't need to do that for a while. But it's just good to know that that's where, and they've got a quick turnaround. I mean, we use them some at Panhandle, so. And then you're gonna have another water leak up at your neighbor.
Thompson's. Yes.
Thompson's, Pat Thompson's.
They're gonna
He
dig
called me
through my
last
yard.
Sunday and said that he had a water leak and wanted to know what he could do about it. And I said, well, fix it. It's on them. And he's got a leak somewhere between the meter. Stewart's already changed the meter, and it's not the meter. And they'd ran about 8,000 gallons through that last month. Is that right?
Well, in
No.
a week they
In a
run
week.
8,000 gallons.
60,000 gallons in
So-
1 month.
They need to get on that, and as far as I know, he hadn't done anything. So he's probably gonna be here one of these days wanting to help on his water bill. And, you know, they know it, and they know they have a leak, and then,
I don't think they're even looking for it.
you know, if it was anybody else, they'd be right on it. But
They live in a house or
So like the
Trailer
trailer
house.
behind
double
Brett
wide,
and Terry and my
yeah,
house.
is that a house? I've never seen it.
It's a trailer. It's double wide.
double wide.
Yeah, it's probably underneath their trailer in the leak.
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually where the most obvious place
Yeah.
is.
But that's all the good news I've got.
Well, I guess we were rode up for leak survey.
Gas leak?
Yeah. And Doug Harmon was in here yesterday, and he said he found the lost leak surveys. There was 10 hits or 10 leaks that they had been, I guess, I didn't even know we got rode up for it, but he did. And I didn't know, should I call,
Travis?
no, Mike Bales, tell him that we found that, or just wait till the audits us again?
No.
No, go ahead and call him.
Tell
Okay.
him. Where were they? Do you know?
And say, just put it in the book. I made a copy of them. I don't think any of them have been addressed. They're class 3 leaks.
Well, if Travis ever gets here, the risers that are left in town, they've already been paid for. He just, labor and material has been paid for. He just needs to
Do it.
do it. So, I'm done.
Thank you, sir. Have a wonderful night.
You guys too.
All right, that concludes non-scheduled guests. Cindy, could you read the minutes from our last meeting?
The Board of Trustees for the Town of Freedom met on Wednesday, December 9th, 2015 at 6 p.m. in the town office located in 1049 Main Street. Meeting was called to order by Mayor Shad Bracken at 6:07 p.m. Harper made motion, second by Bracken, to state a quorum. Reed was absent. Unscheduled guest was Rubel, concerned about her water meter and possible leak. Board members thanked for her concern and will instruct maintenance to check the meter, which was checked and leak was on her side and is being taken care of. Bracken made motion, second by Harper, to approve the appointment of Rolando Galindo as trustee to replace resigning board member Randy Reed. Motion passed. Rolando Galindo read and signed the oath of office and the loyalty oath for the Town of Freedom. Bracken made a motion, second by Harper, to approve the past meeting minutes from November 12th, 2015 meeting. Motion passed. Bracken made a motion, second by Harper, to approve POs for the general fire and ambulance funds. Motion passed. Harper made a motion, second by Galindo, to approve entering into executive session to discuss the annual Christmas bonus for all employees at 6:50 p.m. Motion passed. Harper made a motion, second by Galindo, to come out of executive session at 6:57 p.m. Executive statement that only Christmas bonuses were discussed, nothing else, no votes taken. Harper made a motion, second by Galindo, to approve Christmas bonuses for all town employees. Robbie Stearns, $200. Miranda Gilmore, $100. Stuart Page, $150. And Cindy Reed, $300. Motion passed. New business, the REAP 2016 resolution was approved for the asking for a new tractor for water and sewer system and sidewalk repair and replacement. Harper made a motion, second by Galindo. Motion passed. Department reports. Stuart was at PRC training in Cushing during the last meeting. Randy was here, talked to Travis Harrison about an invoice for the REAP work, which then he sent the estimate instead, so we'll get that taken care of. Signs were ordered for the recycle site. Ray Morris will install the new door at the AFAM building. Christmas star lights were up on Main Street and the highway, and he had presented the quote for the new tractor to go with the REAP application with a trade-in on the old tractor. Office manager, that was the end of the maintenance report. Office manager reported finance reports were reviewed. The RV renter had to replace a breaker at the RV park for his rental spot, and we adjusted his rent for the expense of the breaker, which was $7 or something, which he hasn't paid his rent yet. So. No remarks from the governing board. Bracken made a motion, second by Harper, to adjourn at 7:04 p.m. Motion passed.
Thank you, Sid.
You're welcome. So did he come in with that receipt?
Yeah, Miranda had it. I don't know.
And he didn't pay his bill? He was worried about his $7.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second?
Harper. Yes or no? Oh, sorry, Bracken.
Yeah, second, yes.
And Harper.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on a second. To approve.
Has everyone reviewed the POs? Make a motion to approve POs for general fire and ambulance funds.
Second.
Bracken, do you approve?
Approve.
Harper.
Approve.
Is there any new business?
Haven't had anything come up.
I don't think I have anything. Only new business, would be to fill in by the hardware sidewalk where it was originally topped out there, and when they ran the gas line, they didn't, fix that street back.
The hardware, you say?
Yeah, and it fills in right there at the corner with water and stuff, and we just need to throw a load of rock in there, I guess. So Joyce can get
Oh, yeah.
get up there a little better.
Yeah.
And the welcome sign south of town, did we get that back up?
I don't know what happened to it, it's gone.
Is it on our list of replacements?
That's just gonna be just a welcome sign, it's a wooden welcome sign, right? It's not gonna be a reflective sign that we're required to put up, you know?
No, we didn't have to do it.
Alright, does anybody else have any new business?
Yeah, I'd kinda like to get a filing cabinet for my office.
Moving along to department reports.
I figured you'd never done it, very quiet, so we can jump in there. Try to get some kind of better filing system going in there.
I agree.
There's been any more talk about it replacing this phone, my phone.
They're supposed to call you back.
They called me back. I guess
Okay.
we need to decide on that. But that's all, I mean, it's not on the agenda. I think that's a decision that can be made in the office, off record, don't you?
He can PO it to get a new phone. Is that what he needs, is just a new phone? Yes,
Yeah.
it can be. Because, I mean, we have the contract with Pioneer for everything, so that's always been approved. So it's just a new device.
Or if we
Be
change
an upgrade,
providers.
wouldn't it?
Change providers, then yes, you will have to have that as a discussion item.
Can we add that to next month's agenda?
Yes.
What about filing cabinets? Do we have POs for those?
He can, yeah, just do a PO for it, and it can be approved at next month's meeting or denied at next month's meeting.
Okay.
Let me just
What
order one of
else
those
you need,
things.
Bob Stewart?
Yeah,
Health insurance.
Cindy, where are we on health insurance?
Tell you why, 'cause my wife lost her insurance when I took this job. And you know how off my wife is, so we gotta do something here.
I
Or at
will-
least direct me,
I'll-
direct me to something.
I'll look and see what's out there. Have you tried the, what is it, the Obama group?
Obamacare?
Well,
That's not old enough.
for, but there's,
the marketplace.
the marketplace, yes.
Yeah, what is that called? I mean,
The marketplace.
Is it just the marketplace?
health marketplace?
The best advice I'd do is I'd just go find a insurance agent and have them talk at the marketplace. 'Cause
I
they
suggest
can
you
kinda-
visit with the county commissioners, because they just changed insurance
They did, didn't
people
they?
and are saving quite a bit of money.
That's what I read.
See who
that.
they went to?
Yeah, okay.
Are municipal employees not entitled to share in county health programs and whatever fire departments have or anything like that?
Because we're a different entity. We don't have the same budget, and, I mean, they would have to, I mean, because it would come out of his pay, so it would be our decision. So, because I don't
didn't
know.
if municipalities fell into any certain government employee type
Checked
of-
with, well, we checked with, who we, because I know OMAG used to do health insurance, but they no longer do. Robbie checked on that a couple months
Mhm.
ago, because OMAG is who we have our liability and property and everything else through. So, we'll have to check for full major medical, because otherwise we did and can offer AFLAC, but it's not a major medical.
Still get penalized on not having, I think.
Yeah, and if you don't have so many,
You'll still get penalized just having Aflac.
yeah, he doesn't have major medical.
Stuart, how did Dawn get kicked off from you
Because we
getting
make too much money. She collects Social Security disability, and therefore she was on senior care. She's got to be on disability for 2 years before she's eligible for what do they call it, Medicare. She had Medicaid now. She's got to be on this still. She needs Medicare. So there's at least like 14-month span there that she is eligible for any kind of insurance through the state. She's pretty well been on that since she had mastectomy.
Well, I hate to
I'll look and see what I can find, and I'll leave different options for you to look at to see what would best fit
Okay,
you
great.
guys, and then we
Can't
can
believe there's no
discuss it and
group
decide next
insurance plan for
month how to get
small
what we want.
towns that can all join together. Well, that's what I think the county did, is they joined a bunch of counties together. And, I think dropped Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Cause yeah, that's what they had.
Yeah, and I think they feel like they're saving a third or something. Well, I know it is a cooperative thing between 60 of the 72 counties or something like that. You guys.
That's why, cause like I said, OMAG, our Oklahoma Municipal Group,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, that's how we get our property and liability and everything, is cause it's a group through Oklahoma Municipals, but we might check with the OML and see if they have any recommendations as well. The Municipal League and see,
Oh, I know.
yeah. Another avenue to check out. Okay, I have a health insurance on the next meeting as well.
Okay.
What else you got, Stuart?
Good for me.
You sound like you need health
I'm-
insurance right away.
This, I can't get rid of this cough. The more I talk, the less my voice comes out. So better shut up.
I'll let Sharon drink after you.
Stuart, if you need to leave, go up.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
Not catchy or anything.
Stuart, what's your last name, please?
Page, P-A-T-E.
P-A-T-E-G.
GE.
That way I've got all the players' names.
All right, that concludes the maintenance department's reports. Robbie, do you have anything for the office reports?
I don't think so.
You gonna go?
And here's where the accounts are at, the funds, that's NTA. The top section, I've gotta have Tricia help me get rid of that stuff, but this is the balance of the accounts as of today. That's with the POs taken out. What one are you looking at?
All of them.
I'm just made a face. And I will say that, like, our sales tax is back to the pre-oil boom amounts. It's still on the higher side of, like, when maybe it just started. We're still at like 3,800 for city sales tax anyway. I know I've seen it as low as 1,500 for a month before the oil boom, but it usually ran anywhere from 25 to 4,000 pending a month. So we're back to that since we don't have a corner store.
Yeah.
Did,
I actually heard that sold, but it must have been a rumor.
There's no one to help him run it. If he did find reliable help, it would be sold. We need some people to come work.
have we, kind of along those same lines, have we found a lawyer to represent the town to replace our
I
current lawyer?
think Randy was gonna call somebody. Never
I'll
happened.
check with him.
Cause we have what is it, a subdivision, a housing subdivision that we need a lawyer to give an opinion on about
Oh,
selling that subdivision, and we've got annexation that we wanna do, and
yeah.
our current lawyer,
Brett was supposed to have all that subdivision stuff
well,
done
he's
on his
using
own.
the same lawyer we were,
Oh, okay.
and he didn't answer the phone for him either, so.
No, he never did.
Okay. We'll have
I
to.
got a good recommendation for the lawyer that the city of Woodward uses. Can't think of his name.
Good recommendation.
Well, it was. I mean, I talked to a guy and talked to lawyers, and he said, "Man, you need to go to the one in the city of Woodward." And he gave me his name, but I didn't know it was in the pickup. I didn't write it down, but I can sure find out.
All you have to do is call the city of Woodward, I think. Can they
Yeah.
give you that
Who's your
information?
lawyer? Who's asking?
Yeah,
Are you
probably.
going to sue us?
Yeah. Okay. We might call like Winoka and Laurel and some of the surrounding ones and see if they all use a similar one or not.
Okay.
That's all I have.
All right, that concludes the department reports. Are there any remarks from the board? No. Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
At 6:38.
Motion passed.